In episode 9, Adamo and Rashid talk to Sylvia Granato. You might know her as the Trident Woman, who has her own YouTube channel and delves into the life of mind, body, and soul. If you're ready to be awakened, then this episode is for you. Let's do it.
And you know what? I've never introduced Rashid from the start. So welcome, the cream of the Middle East.
Good morning, guys.
Welcome
How you
to the
doing?
program. So you're not upset anymore, are you?
I'm not, no. Yeah. Thanks, Adam.
Well,
Yeah,
welcome
it's,
to episode 9. And geez, we've got a different flavor today. This is the first time we've got a female voice. We've always had a male voice. So we're trying to explore options on Listen to This. And we are delighted to have Sylvia Granato. What a name. Sylvia Granato, all the way from New Jersey. Welcome to the program.
welcome,
Thank
Sylvia.
you so much. Thank you for having me. It's so nice to be here. Super excited for our conversation today.
Well, we've been watching a little bit of the stuff that you do, and generally, when you are interviewing people, we don't actually get a chance to listen to yourself because you're always asking the questions. So let's try and find out who this woman is, Sylvia Granato. And from the studies that we did, I've written down a lot of key words: spiritual healing, mind and body, awareness, energy, awakening, and you call yourself the Trident Woman. So tell me a little bit about your YouTube channel and what you're trying to achieve, and yeah.
Absolutely, no problem. Thank you, guys. Awesome question. And as you said, you saw my YouTube channel. Very often, I have also kind of like a podcast shows with some people. So I'm also the one that I ask the question and listen to the answers. So it's different for me today too. So thank you so much for this opportunity. Trident. Let's start with maybe the trident and everything what you said. Those bullets you pointed out, they are absolutely what Trident Woman brand, Trident Woman persona represents. Trident
Okay.
Woman has an agenda to send a message. It doesn't matter, male, female, woman, man, to send a message how important is to do yoga, to live a healthy lifestyle, to remember about the breath. That's if we talk about the Trident Woman, would be a superhero in a Marvel life. Her superpower will be breath. That she knows that every single situation, every single task in life, you can actually cope with breathing. You can really control your body, your system with the breathing. So going to the name, I also, as I was going through this transformation and starting to being aware, doing yoga, have my awakening, elephant came somewhere into the game that I figured out that this was very important symbol. I started looking at the symbols. And then the elephant, that story actually comes from India, that there is this Lord Ganesh, famous in the Indian community. And I came across that and I saw that trident on the forehead. And then I start having that insights about that everything comes in a tree. The light on the tree, the mother, the father, the son, yes, no, maybe. That we live in a duality world, but the Trinity reminds us to stay neutral. So it's also the biggest meaning of the Trinity is the future, the present, and the past. To be awake, you need to be in the present moment, and you have to make a peace with your past, understand that it's not going to come back, and you have to realize that you cannot be in the future because it's not here. The only thing that it's here, it's us together right
The
here
present.
now.
That's right.
I think everybody needs a Sylvia in their life. I
They do.
feel
What
I
are you
feel
suggesting,
better.
Adam?
I feel better for having known you now. I mean, the,
We probably need a one-on-one session
we
with
need it
Sylvia.
now. Let's go back to the start, right? So,
Yes.
growing up, were you like inquisitive? Was it a hard upbringing? Being a woman. Let's go back to the start. Let's put you onto your journey. Was it, you grew up in Poland? You
Yes.
said,
So
yeah.
I would say that the best description, I grew up in Poland in 80s. The best description of anybody who was born in that time in the area that I was born as well, I would call our generation 3C, which means we survived the communism, we survived the Chernobyl, and we survived Corona. We
Mhm.
survived
Yeah.
COVID.
Wow. And it was
So
hard being a woman.
yes, actually, funny story I can tell you that before I decided to come to the States, before I decided to go to the college, I was looking for something. And just because I have more that masculine in me, I was thinking maybe police academy, maybe army, so I can get that energy and all of that out. And in Poland, females were not allowed to apply in the year that I wanted to. For
Really? In Europe? In a country like Poland?
Yes, yes, yes. I
Wow.
can give you exact year. I can give you all of that, and I was really surprised, but it is, of course, everything happens, like I said, for the meaning. So I'm not regretting that, and maybe just because. Also, of course, the fact that we were born, I'm big also on astrology. All of the fire signs, which I am the fire sign, is more masculine, which means I have to work extra on that feminine. That's why maybe Poland didn't do make that easy for me. But this is something that awakening spirituality, it brings you to balance, and this is when the feminine and the masculine. But that's one-on-one session, so.
Yeah, the trident symbol itself, it's basically a symbol of strength and power, and then that's how you identify yourself as. I can tell you're a very strong woman, Sylvia.
Thank you. I
And
appreciate it.
yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
I can tell. I've got this
But for the right reasons.
sixth sense.
So yeah, for the right reasons. It's not necessarily being man or woman. For the sense that I'm getting, it's more about just leading your truth.
Yes,
And
yes, exactly. And reverse that little bit, because growing up in our, poor countries or whatever, you would hear, go get married with the rich guy, instead of, hey, you are enough, you are, know your self-worth, you can take care of yourself. This is also what my generation had to struggle with. Um, so this is maybe also what I would like to send there to females to realize that they have to do. Everybody has to do their own part. So this was also big for me, because I actually felt lighter. When you realize what's your responsibilities, realize that only you can help yourself. It actually makes you feel lighter and more energetic, I would say, powerful.
That's right. You have to be self-reliant. You have to be self-sufficient. Even when my wife moved to Australia, I'm like, you need to be self-reliant,
Yes,
and kind of drove her towards becoming self-sufficient. She learned how to drive. She learned how to communicate, and
she learned how to put up
she's
with
a
your shit.
yeah. She had to learn. Yeah. She's a dental nurse, and she's got a small business she runs, and
oh
she's
nice,
doing pretty well. Yeah,
Wow.
so it's good.
love it.
Um, so have you? So you do this yoga. Have you got any advice? Like, we're 45,
Mate, you're
40,
beyond
and
repair, man.
I
I'm
think
telling
I'm
you
in
right
pretty
now.
good shape. But my wife, sometimes I'm standing at the kitchen table and she looks at me and she's, look, I haven't got a belly, but she's like, can you kind of do something? So, I mean, you
It's
got any advice? Like any advice with your yoga or some special moves that we can? I can
I
we
don't
can get in shape.
I don't think even Sylvia can help you.
You know, it's really all about your eating habits. It's all about where is your water. You know, if I
Mm.
tell you how I've been living for the 5 years, I'm pretty sure, honestly, without exaggerating, maybe 100 people in the plane, our planet, is living this way. There is this guy that I truly appreciate and who did amazing work for us. His name is Andreas Moritz. He's not with us anymore, but he left an amazing book that have taught me so much about eating. Really, it's not even about the exercising. Yes, of course, it's nice to move and do these exercises, but when you combine this, that's totally a different story. But first step is look what you eat, and it's not even about your appearance, how you look outside. It's also about the in and how you're going to feel, because as we know it, or if we don't know, our gut is connected with our mind. So immediately when we eat cleaner, our mood elevates.
So are you on the same level as Santos with the eating, where you have
Yes,
to, so you don't have the meat?
of
Uh,
course.
okay, so we're on that.
Santos is on a different level, mate.
So
Let's
we,
face it.
so,
I'm actually, I live exactly the same style. Sometimes I use butter, so that's the vegan in me. But definitely, it's been over or almost 6 years of this journey, and I do so many things. I teach yoga, yes, but I have a 10-year-old, which requires a lot of attention and playing around. I actually became a soccer coach. I also coach a soccer team.
uh,
I do yoga sessions on the beach. I do the YouTube upload, the videos. We all know how much work that takes. Now, you would ask, like, where is she having this energy from? Where is this? Is she on something? Is she, So um, I definitely notice at least 50% more productivity of myself with this
so
lifestyle.
So you are vegan, like you don't eat meat, or you
Yeah.
are?
and
Yeah.
do you
Yeah.
boil the water like Santos and do all the crystals and
Yes,
all
I
that?
have a full thing with the crystals in it, and I also use the Sango Coral, which makes the water um, uh, doesn't go down as fast, stays more in our body, and it's a calcium and magnesium. So yes, I do. I have a crystals. Usually, I use the amethyst, rose quartz, clear quartz.
Sylvia, let me ask you something. Or I should call you Trident Woman.
Sylvia, it's fine. Trident Woman is just what.
Now, when you say that you're a vegan, right, and Santos is into veganism, basically, he's vegan. Now,
Yes.
don't you think that with I challenged Santos's views on eating meat and stuff, but don't you think that all the essential amino acids and proteins come from meat? Basically, I mean, like a person in Africa, obviously a person in Africa does not have those options of eating, taking vitamins and eating plants, all different types of plants. Obviously, what they do is they go out, they kill an animal, they bring it home, and they eat it. So basically, they get all their nutrients from meat. And how do you just what's the word, justify that? And how don't you think that meat should be part of our diet, in order to have the everything, all the essential ingredients, proteins, and all the minerals, whatever you call it?
Yeah, vitamins and minerals. As Santos mentioned that to you, you can also read that in that book of Andreas Moritz, what he said about when you eat meat. So, what we have to do, we have to make whatever we put in our mouth into the liquid. That's why
Liquid.
we're supposed to bite at least 23 times before we swallow, not how we are It has to be
That's
really,
what
really,
that's what I do.
you know, and you go to the restaurant, you know that your table is only for 45 minutes, so you also have to eat, you know. This is what they did to us. Instead of sit down, relax, make that 23 chewing, expand this is also your this is your energy. This is what keeps you going. This is what keeps you alive. So you have to have a little bit of respect. That's just what I think. But anyway, so when you chew meat, no matter how long you're going to chew the meat, it will never be the liquid. You're never gonna make that as a liquid, and that
But
means
what
it's not
the
digested. That means it's not digested. That means there is a lot of parasites. That means that you are basically killing yourself.
See, so basically, Rashid's asked a question. So Sylvia's, you basically got a different system, a different way of thinking, and like it does. Is that trying to? Does that make sense? Like she's got her beliefs,
yeah,
and she studied, and so like what you're led to believe
yeah,
is not what she believes in.
yeah. We
Yeah, so it's just the way that we all choose to live
Yeah.
from what we've
Yes.
learned. That's what that's
Absolutely.
but
I can
she's
make. I
she said
cannot make anybody. I cannot make anybody to not eat meat. I'm not here to make you, but I'm showing you what is happening, and I can fully approve you that you're going to live longer, look better, and have more energy, and you don't
and she
have to
certainly
pay.
looks better than us. You know, she certainly looks
she
better
looks
than us.
fantastic. Fantastic. You can't ask a woman her age because it's rude, isn't it?
I'm
Yeah.
40. I just turned 41. So
Wow.
Why would you even go there?
Mate, I'm
Like
60
you just
and I
don't.
eat steak.
You're
No, I'm
looking
joking.
great, Sylvia. I'm telling you right now.
thank you. Thank you. It's you can really reverse everything inside of your body, which means you can really you look younger. But it takes time. It's not just 5 years. It's not 10 years. It's never ending story. You will never go back when you start really feel the pure benefits and how you and also you do this for all of us, right? We are all one. So what I do to myself, I basically do to all of us.
Yeah, that's good. You know, you teach what you believe, you preach what you believe, and basically it has worked for you. And like I said, that you're full of energy, you're in a great
Mate,
shape.
after this show, mate, I'm going to go sit in the sun. I'm going to cross my legs. I'm going to look into the sun. I'm going to go get myself a nice juice,
No,
a boost juice. I'm going to get
Nice.
strawberry. And
Thank
tonight, no
you.
steak. No
get rid
steak
of
tonight.
your fridge, everything you've got in your fridge.
No steak
Basically, it's all
tonight.
meat.
My missus is gonna look at me. She's gonna be like, "Babe, what are you doing?" I said, "No, we had Sylvia on today. I've seen the light. I've seen the light."
Sylvia, obviously, you want to.
Mate,
Sylvia, obviously, you're not only into being in a good physical shape, but you're into mental health as well. You know how to keep
Absolutely.
how to stay sane, basically. So my question to you was that in a world that we live nowadays, that you must watch the news. You know what goes on, what's going on currently, or whatever. Every time you turn the TV on, there's something on. Anyways, how do you maintain your mental well-being? In the presence of war, and there's basically violence, and how does it affect you emotionally? How do you keep sane?
she doesn't have a TV.
Oh,
Thank
she
you.
doesn't.
Mate,
It is.
ask me the question.
But every time I turn the
It
TV on, there's something.
brainwashes you. This shit. The TV brainwashes you. Sorry,
No,
sorry. Let
absolutely.
Sylvia answer.
It is definitely something that have has saved my life, and it's yoga. Yoga is the control of the mind. There is really nothing better than yoga. It fully controls you. You are inner standing because it's from the inside through the yoga so much. So by doing these breathing exercises, by doing this yoga, there is so many poses literally that you're going to do for 2 minutes, and it works for any situation in your life. And speaking about that, I just released recently my book, which is a
Wow.
flip your world upside down, and there is a 9 poses, yoga poses, that I describe here, how they work for your awareness, for your consciousness, for your mind, for your body, and for your soul. So I have never, honestly, I seen the market of the book and of the yoga. I have never seen a book that describes pose like that. Yes, there is books to show you how to do the yoga poses, but I want to show you why you doing this, right? So you feel stressed. For example, you feel stressed before the interview or something. If you just simply drop your head down for 2 minutes and breathe through, you're going to be immediately feeling much, much better, because the blood goes to your head. And another thing which is important, which is of this book, about you flipping your mind, so your mind goes below your heart. And heart is something that it's keeping us in the present moment.
Now
Heart
you're
is
making me
neutral.
nervous, Sylvia. You're making me nervous.
Heart is neutral. So going with this is the end of the question. You ask the question, how do I deal with it? I stay neutral. There is no way you're going to pull me anymore to the plus or to the minus. I'm aware of it. I know it's there, but the mid
Stay like
is
that.
where yes, you have to stay here. Yes, don't be blind on the negative.
Yeah.
Don't stay away from the positive, because you can't go from the positive to neutrality. You got to go from negativity to the positivity, and here you are in neutrality. So that's
Basically,
why
you accept yeah. You accept everything and you go, it is what it is, and I'm not gonna let it affect me. Basically,
it's not that yes, correct, it's not that it is what it is, but also we have to get it that this everything what it's here, it's a game. Okay, so what you have inside is reflecting the outside, what you see. If you focus yourself only on that negative and this and that, of course you're gonna be with this war and all of that. And as you know, I'm from Poland. There was this war in the Ukraine, and then I heard so many things before I went to the Europe to visit this. And then I go there. Yes, they are there. Where they supposed to go? Of course they are there, but
yeah.
it's not that what you hear from others, and it's that fear, right? They want to control us by fear. They want us hold us. They want to constantly put something out there to make us scared. And this is why my job come here as a Trident woman, to take a few breaths, come back to the heart. You're right here, right now. You got this. And that's it.
And your book is called "Flip Your World Upside Down." Yeah,
Yes.
but our world is upside down.
Um, yes, exactly. As I said about that food, right? That we, and Santos also said that, I appreciate that, we're supposed to eat a drink, and we're supposed to drink the food. That's why that liquid, it has to stay liquid, and so you swallow. So everything was reversed. Every single thing you have to really change. So it's a program, right? If you
Yeah.
program yourself every single day that you want to have this and this and that, and you're constantly going to repeat and visualize and repeat and visualize and truly trust, not believe. I'm not into beliefs anymore. I trust. I trust the process. That's all what it is. Believe it's something that it's already somebody put it out there. Why would I take that? I trust what I feel at this moment, right here, right now, what resonates with me, and then how can I not know that this is the true if I do everything to be in the present moment, right? Only present moment exists.
So do you think? Sorry, Rashid.
Yeah, go for
So
it.
do you think that with in this world that we live in, we're talking with Sylvia Granato here, the Trident Woman online, and we've got Rashid with us. Now, my question is: do you think that with all this propaganda online and the way that they're brainwashing us, do you think what's the answer? Do you think we should like form some kind of rebellion and march in the streets? I mean, are we going to make a difference? I mean, or is it technology is helping us get more connected, right?
Yeah.
And that's a bonus, but in the other hand, how are we going to make a difference? I mean, are we too far gone?
Be
Are
more
we,
specific.
I mean,
Be
are we,
more
are we
specific.
too far gone? I mean, what does the future look like?
What
do you
to
think?
save the world?
Yeah, well, so I think it's save yourself. I
Thank
think
you.
save
Yes.
yourself, get yourself in a good frame of mind. that's the yeah. I'm trying to tie it all in to try and work it out. So yeah, the more I talk about, it, I speak out loud. What do you think, Sylvia?
I fully agree with you. You can only speak for yourself. Every single time that you say about somebody else or something else, it's what is inside of you. So you have to first do it for yourself. But the things that you do for yourself, you have to be aware that you do this for all of us. That's the only way it's going to work. Nothing else is going to work. It's not going to work when you do things only for yourself. That's called ego, and you're not going to go far with that. So starting from there, when you start, like I said, healthy eating. By healthy eating, I don't only mean the food. I also mean close that past. Don't think too much into the future. Forgive whoever anybody has done anything to you. And don't judge. Don't judge because you have no clue what other person is going through, because we are all unique pieces. What I'm going through, you going through, I cannot compare. I can compare for myself. Oh, this person like this. So maybe I can, because we also are here to learn from each other. I fully appreciate anybody who was before us and wrote the books and everything. That's awesome. That's great. But we also have inner wisdom that we forgot how to use it. And deep inside, you always know the answer, always. But the mind stops you from saying it and start doubting. Oh no, that could be a stupid what I would say. Or no, this is not this and that. So our job is to control that mind. Okay, if we all get together, oh my god, yeah, this is so bad, all the wars, all this, all that, it's going to be bad. I'm not saying it's not there, but what I'm saying, if you do your job, if you do your part, regardless what's going to happen, you are going in a higher frequency, so it's not going to be on your plane. You don't have to worry about that. It's simply not there. And with that shift, with the eclipse, what it was,
Yeah.
I have plenty of videos on my YouTube channel about this 3D and 5D, and I describe stuff that has been already explained also by any of our pieces. And of course, I look up to them also. And this is how we are here. We pass it through because not everybody's on the same plane. So would be the best if we all help each other and move all of us up. And that's, I guess, the dream of everybody who really truly feels and knows that we are all one, that we either going all together up or we all down. It's not going to be nothing between.
Yeah, basically, when you hear these things, like I said, the news, I read a lot, and it kind of the whole thing kind of drags you down. Every time, you see violence, and I come from Afghanistan, from like it's very hard to stay sane. You know what I mean? And sometimes,
Mm.
I went through a time that I had to explain myself that why I'm Muslim, so
Everyone knows you're Muslim
yeah, I'm
now, and
Muslim.
you're
So
from a.
I come, there was war in Afghanistan, there was war against all these extremists, and I had to explain myself, and that
Yeah.
was very hard to go through. And people would, you could see that their question on their faces. You know what I mean? So these things that
Mm.
like it kind of, the feeling of kind of that feeling kind of drags you down. Makes you a
Yeah.
bit upset. Anyways, we're
But
over
but
that.
look,
Yeah,
I love you, mate. You're
yeah,
an annoying prick,
yeah,
the
I
most
fully
annoying.
I fully get you.
But we're still mates. What 12 years
yeah.
later, still
it's an
mates?
it's an odd relationship, friendship, but
Yeah.
it's he's Italian, I'm Afghan, and somehow like we made it work.
And here's some Polish chick sitting and
We're
talking.
talking to Polish girl.
If you've just joined us, we're speaking to Sylvia Granato, all the way from New Jersey, and she's the Trident Woman. She's all about the universe, the mind, the body, the energy, the awakening, the control, and we're getting an insight. We're getting
That's it,
insight today.
right? Yeah. And Sylvia, so my next question was going to be about religion. Are you religious? If you are religious, now is there a connection between yoga and religion? And how do you combine the two? And do you think you should combine the two?
Okay, so this is a great question, and for some reason I felt it was coming my way, and It's probably because of the Poland, and 90% now it's probably lower. But in the 80s it was almost 100% Catholic. And yes, I grew up going to the churches. I grew up, being on my knees and praying and all of that. But then I start question. Then I start looking into, why is this? Why is that? What is this? What is that? And Santos is the best with that part. He can prove that every single religion is really, really similar. And my personal opinion is what your heart resonate with. But the heart doesn't believe. The heart trusts. What believes is here, the mind. There's really two things. You talk with that other person sometimes inside of your head. So it's you, the heart, and there's that
There's more
mind.
than one. There's more than one.
Well, then you're on your own. Um, but when you shush that voices, when you hear that first impulse, that first impression, this is the heart. So I was on these stages. Then when I moved here and I discovered all of the different religion. I really like this from this religion. I really like, that Muslim after Ramadan are supposed to give the money, to somebody. I'm like, wow,
Fasting.
this is
Mm.
exactly, this is cool. Jewish community, they are stick like so together. They are really care one for another, and I'm like, I wish we were like that, not just standing in the front line in the church and sing, and then you're getting out of the church and you talking about somebody. So it really I went a different road. Like I said, I fully appreciate and respect every single religion. I honestly like all of them, whatever works for you. But what I have learned is that inner intuition and the trust. God is not going to tell you. God is not going to. Otherwise, it would be all moment long, right here talking and everything. You have this. You have this. The Creator gave you everything what you need inside. So, but anyway, however you want to call, you want to call universe, you want to call God, you want to call Allah, you want to call whatever
So,
works for you.
so you're a female Santos. So do you have some cannabis oil as well?
I
Hey.
don't have a cannabis oil. I have stopped a long time. I don't drink alcohol. It's it's that stage that you don't dream, you stream. You stream all moment long. You have so much energy. It's really yeah.
Do you reckon Santos is having a little bit too much of that?
You can't say that.
Are we allowed to?
Yeah, he might be offended by that.
Nah, I mean, I know Santos.
It's
he is.
just for joke. Like Santos not gonna.
I tell you this much. It's a great bridge when you are dealing with a lot of things. I'm not saying I wasn't a user. I also have a full video on the YouTube when I talk about it. Before that yoga, before that awakening, I was in a huge depression. And that's what usually gives you that kick, that awakening. You have to go, I always say, you have to go really, really, really down, be smashed completely. So you're like, okay, this is it. I need to get up.
You
Yeah,
have to hit the rock bottom. That's it.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I've hit the
Exactly.
rock bottom more than once. I
Hey,
have.
it
Telling
doesn't.
you right.
And this is nobody is able to judge you, because this is something that keeps you in a lower frequency if you judge somebody or something. So like you said, too much, not so much. It's everybody's here, individual step. Everybody's responsible for themselves.
So you don't have a connection with the divine, like you said that, you believe in yourself and everything comes from your mind and your heart and you're from,
No, it comes from no. It comes from through togetherness. So when you are in the present moment in the heart, you are together. There's also invisible, right? That spirit is in the soul, and the soul is in the body. So the reason it's not that's a higher self you're talking about. Higher self, it's not something. This can get you really confused, and it's not something that I am. I'm not in that stage. present moment, it's that moment that you know that you are right here, right now. Everything is like it's supposed to be. Everybody are all together because this is Avatar. We are actually energy and light. We are energy inside and we
Yes.
reflect the light outside.
We're
That's
just a
how you
vessel.
see it.
A vessel. What?
So you reckon once the body dies, your consciousness, your energy will continue to exist, or at least that's how
Absolutely.
I believe it.
I want to go live near Sylvia.
Why?
Absolutely. And the moment that you are awake, the
Oh,
moment
you live
the moment that you are awake, that you know that you are the avatar and that spirit and everything, this stays, you never die. You never die. So now here I am. There's a Trident Woman, and I will never die. I will always be.
You reckon your consciousness will continue to exist in a different dimension, and well, that's what we call it, soul, and your soul will continue to exist, and that's what I believe. I mean, like, you're made up of energy and matter. The matter dies, and your energy actually never dies. You know that?
Yeah, I
It
believe
just
that.
changes form. That's it. And so you believe in that, yeah?
Yeah, we are all one energy, and we're reflecting the one light. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And
So yeah.
when you are in that mind, like you said, in the consciousness, then you are, either in the past, either in the future. Then you start comparison. This is where you are alone. You are not together with all of us. And if you saw that video I have done recently with Santos, I have said there from the beginning, you have picked that you came and you were born, which country you have chosen, which parents you have picked that. You were already there waiting for that suit. Now you just have to remember everything just so you can fully realize who you are.
Shit, I'm gonna have 2 Valium before bed tonight just to process all the. I'm gonna go for a long walk. I'm gonna get the dog. I got a dog, Bruce, and we're gonna go for a walk. The sun's out, and I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be singing
Yeah.
Kumbaya in the park.
I love
Kumbaya, my
Yeah.
Lord.
Is you need to get more
Kumbaya.
spiritual.
I am.
It's spiritual.
I
Is that the
actually am,
word?
but I probably don't promote it enough.
When Sylvia, I must say that I don't know about Adam. I don't think he's do you self reflect?
Mate,
I don't think he does.
you see
But
what?
I do. Every now
You
and
asked
again
me a
I take a
question. Yeah?
step back. Go.
Self-reflect.
Do you self reflect, Adam?
I do, but I probably keep it more internal because I use that information and I use it on my own. So,
perfect.
what I believe in, it all comes from within. So there is a bit of a connection here. No one can do it for you.
Yeah.
No one can make you do anything. You don't have to promote who you are. You just do what you do. So I'm a bit, I probably believe in Buddhism. I don't even know much. I never read much on it. It's all believing in yourself. And yeah, it's everyone's got their own form of syncretism. No,
Now, when you're on by yourself on your own, when there's no one around, in your mind, what are you thinking? Are you thinking?
me.
Clearly, you're not
I'm always
thinking.
thinking. I'm always thinking about how I can be a better person. Always, that's how I can be better
How
father.
come you fail to convince every time?
No, but I know I am, but but at the same time, like there's still all the things that you got to be frank with yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror, and when you aren't, it's okay if you're not doing those things.
Yeah.
It's not like you don't have to, be that hard on yourself. You can, because you wake up, you're breathing, and the next day you got another opportunity. It's nothing wrong with making mistakes.
I must say, Sylvia, he means well. He could be sometimes a bit too much, but he means well. Now, do you have a question? Because my final question was from Sylvia. Now, how do you think that people can change their lives through this mind and body connection and through yoga? And could you give our viewers some tips how to improve their lives and how to be in a better place?
Absolutely. To be in a better place, first of all, we have to realize that everything what is in the mind is the illusion, and all you have to do, you can really tap into your heart, into the present moment, that it's only right here, right now, in the heart. So how
With the
can
heart.
you, how
Hey,
can
you
you
gotta
tap,
look.
how can you tap into that heart, right? Oh yeah, she's just talking, oh, to heart and everything. It's so simple, guys, really. Take a deep breath through the nose, deep exhale through the nose.
Uh,
Relax your shoulders, open your chest, and keep on repeating this because you forget. I bet that you didn't even wonder, not even one time today, have I took an inhale and exhale through the nose? Have I opened my, spine so my heart can breathe better? It's really that simple. What they have done when you said the world is upside down, they just made everything look so difficult that most of us is scared and saying, oh, I like, for example, yoga. You go on Instagram or somewhere and you see all of these beautiful poses, people like with their muscles and all of that. It's absolutely not what is yoga about. Yoga is about that you feel in to the pose. It's not how you do this pose, how you look in this pose, and you're checking if somebody looks this and that. It's really how you feel. Why? Because literally every single pose in yoga, you can relate with the daily task. For example, I give you a simple example. You get the phone call, somebody's calling you, right? And it really doesn't matter what phone call it is. You don't know if it's a good, bad, or however it is for you, because for everybody's different. Your shoulders go right away up. You're getting right away tight and they go right away up. So it's tense. So, for example, if it's a tense conversation on the phone, all you have to do to change the flow of this conversation just to drop your shoulders and open your chest. And it's not even about you, is that person will already feel your energy, that you're not close like this and oh my god, what's going on, what's going on. But you open and your shoulders are low, you have a long neck so you can speak clearly, be understood better. All of this, there's so much that really in an hour or 2 hours I'm not able to fit every single situation. And most of the people will use the, this is a judgment, but all of us would use the mind to say, oh, how is this gonna work? Only 2 minutes, this is not gonna work. So instead of do it, we're gonna say, no, this is not gonna work. This is not gonna work.
But you gotta just do it. But I totally agree with you. You know what you hear and what goes on in your mind, actually, it affects your body. You know, your body tenses itself, and there's a obviously a direct connection. And when you're telling me right now, I'm like, even now, the way I'm talking to you, like
Tense. Yeah.
making fists. You know what I mean? So
Relax,
it is,
breathe.
yes,
We'll do it after the show. We can
It's
go
because
sit
I'm an Aries.
on
Aries,
hands.
yeah.
Mars.
I'm Sagittarius.
Oh, I love Sagittarius. This is the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, fire. People are always like
Straight
that.
shooters, you know what I mean? It's straight shooters, like whatever is on my mind, it will just come out.
Yes. And
100%.
so it's very important. Thank you for saying this and talking about how we can help others. Just check your zodiac. Check what's the parts of the body are strong for you, which are weak, and then you can. For example, I like to do my classes with the astrology, so I know what I'm working on. When you tell me your sign, you Sagittarius, you're tight, you are strong here, but I know the other things like the back, and all of that needs to be constantly reminded and straight because it's like down. So,
Punched, yeah.
I already see
We're
there's
sitting up
always
now. We're like
there's always
full of
something, and it's
full of
always
Literally,
something. What is your zodiac?
on
what?
Cancer.
Oh,
Cancer.
Cancer.
Yeah,
Okay,
that
you're the
sounds
one.
right. That
Yeah,
You're
sounds
the
right.
very emotional, very sensitive,
Very cancerous.
very.
yes, very family oriented, and this is my family, and maybe I let one person in, but that's it.
Yes, I reserve myself, and um, look, I've looked into that a little bit, but I don't. Do I live my life like that? Probably
No,
not. But no. I just want to learn new things and open.
exactly. And you have them. I'm not telling you to go and do, because Sagittarius cannot finish every single task started. That doesn't mean that you're not going to finish. But it's a very important to just be aware of this. Okay, so I use astrology only for healing, only for the yoga sessions, only to know what's your strengths. I'm not here, you already know what's your weaknesses. Why I'm gonna point out your weaknesses? I also cannot tell you what's going to be in the future. We can assume some things, but I'm not here for that. You go to yourself and you check that, and it's really, really nice to, it's actually, I call it description of our egos. This is what zodiacs are, because we are all together, right? And then each of us is individual. There's nobody like me, there's nobody like you. So if you have the chance to read and check that for yourself, this also works. So this also elevates you mentally, right? Because you're working on yourself, so you're actually doing something. It's that first few steps. You're gonna do it and we'll go, but the hardest part is to start. And
Honestly, what it says about me, I've read about me, about Sagittarians.
You just asked
I
me.
mean, it's basically,
I'll tell you what, you're an asshole. No, you're a good.
honestly, I'm so blunt and straightforward that, my mouth gets me in trouble. Sometimes, listen to this. My sister asks me sometimes, hey, what do you think of my shoes? Like you should be wearing, new shoes. I'm like, oh yeah, they don't look that good. They're ugly. she gets upset. I like, honestly, I mean, that bluntness is not good, but unfortunately it gets me in trouble.
If you want the truth, mate, you just ring me up. I'll tell you exactly what you like.
I tell him that, yeah, exactly, thanks. This is where the connection is. He tells me how I am and I tell him how he is, but at the end of the day we go, look, like, you are who you are. I can't change you. I don't think even self can change you. But
have you described the way you describe Sagittarius? You actually describe all of the fires. I lost a lot of friends because of being so honest. Because I just can't. I'm true. So if you ask me what I'm gonna say, oh my, it's beautiful. I can't.
Yeah, you can't say that. This is true story. One day my sister shows up. She had done her eyebrows very thick and like she looked goth. I'm like, sister, what have you done to yourself? And she got upset. True story. But I just, I can't give that compliment. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It has to be genuine. You know what I mean?
Yes. But what helps the fire signs would be simply to stop yourself. Only if they ask you. When they ask you, hey, then I have to tell you. But when they don't ask, I learn no talking.
Yeah, once I told this girl, she used to work with me. She goes, oh, I'm like, she was asking about how she looked. I'm like, oh, you look a bit fat.
She said to you.
She was, I don't know, she was asking, like, she was asking me about her appearance, about something. So I'm like, oh, you look a bit fat. She goes, you don't say that. You go, oh, you seem to have put on a bit of weight. I'm like, I'm sorry, I just came out wrong. But anyways.
All right, so
another thing, when you are awake and when you go with all of these health rules that really keeps us in the present moment and alive, you actually don't care about these things anymore. I know exactly what you're saying. I used to, be like that. If somebody would tell me, oh, you gain, you this, of course, I also been there. But when you are in that neutral state, you're like, okay, you think like that. I don't think, why would I take this? This is the thing. You have to stop taking things personal. If somebody wants to give you a hard time, somebody wants to be mean to you, or somebody wants to be angry towards you, it's on them. There's something inside of them that doesn't go. It's not you. And that's what life gives us, those tests. All moment long, we get that, but we don't realize. And so many times we get like, why is this? Why is that? Instead of like, and the moment that you get that, and when you realize that you being neutral literally solves everything, you feel so much better. There's not even no description. When you realize that, it's I think
we'll have to do another episode on, we've got a lot of things that we can talk about, about zodiacs and about signs, about stars.
Yes.
I make sure that you keep Sylvia happy.
Let me wrap
we
this
don't want to
up.
lose her.
Let me wrap this up. Look, I think we've if you've just joined us, well, it's it's getting to the end of the show. We've got Sylvia Granato here. I think we've made another friend. What do you think?
Oh, thanks, guys. Same. I feel the same, really.
Sylvia, if you want to show your book, if you want to briefly talk about your book, there you go.
Sure,
We got
absolutely.
your
I
work
am super
upside down.
super excited. This is basically how sessions goes with me, and the most favorite, the most beneficial poses that I wrap it up in 9 poses. If you have, it's the inversion, so it's a sling yoga. It's the aerial. It's a suspension. This is when you have the sciatica, any back pain, and we all have it because we all use phones, we all use this, so we constantly like that. We constantly with the stress with the shoulders. So I just to a long story short, because of yoga, I also fixed my ADHD. Maybe you couldn't see it so much, but you did. You really did. The yoga really have taught me to stay in the moment, helped me to get out of the past, and also showed me that the moment that you hold yoga pose and you want to get out because you're like, oh my God, I cannot take it anymore, is the moment that works. So if you stay that extra 1 second, 2 seconds, something new will unfold. And this is kind of like that bridge of the 4D to 5D, and there's not even a 3D there. So it's available in Amazon. I know it's not available in Australia because I wanted to send it over to Sonia Bonacci. I really want to wish her to, yes, that's also another person that I cannot wait for you guys to have an interview with her too.
I know Sonia.
Yes. So so I know you cannot get it in Australia, but anywhere in Europe.
We've got Amazon here.
We've got Amazon, yeah, but it's different Amazon there.
Different Amazon, is it?
Yeah, for some reason you cannot do it. But the link is gonna be in it's under every single YouTube video. So if you go to my YouTube channel, my Instagram, anywhere I appear as a Trident Woman, so you can check it out. There's also gonna be online version that will be available for a few weeks for free. So some of us can just check it out, and I'm pretty sure you can relate at least to one pose and to the feeling of it. So yes.
Thanks, Sylvia, for having you on the show, for coming on our show, and stay strong, stay Trident, and thank you very much. And it was nice meeting you. And over to Adam.
Everyone needs a little bit of Sylvia in their life.
Oh, thanks, guys. Much love.
We've been taught. If you like this show, just subscribe to our channel, hit the likes. This hasn't been a show about women empowerment. This is just because we have a woman on the show. This is all about truth. It's about knowing.
It's about being
knowing
strong.
yourself, knowing yourself. It's about awakening. It's about the universe. And
breathe.
Bond, like in Karate Kid, when Mr. Miyagi said to Daniel, he said, "Banzai." Remember that? Banzai, Daniel-san. You know that bit? No.
No.
I do know.
Banzai, Daniel-san. It's basically about taking a breath, getting back to yourself. And that's the lesson from this show. So we thank you for being a part of it. And
thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for having me. Much love.
Thank you, Sylvia.